May Allah bless you all. May Allah reward you all. My brother, one of the names of Qiyamah is the name of regret. So Allah says that one of the names of Qiyamah is Yawm al-Taghabun, victory and loss. Yawm al-Talaq, the day of meeting. Yawm al-Jam'i, the day of assembly. Yawm al-Azifa, the fastly approaching day. Yawm al-Tanad, the day of mutual slogans. And one day Allah says Yawm al-Hasra, the day of regret. The man who will be in Jannah will be regretting. Imagine the man who won't be in Jannah. Imagine the man won't be. So one of the days, the names of Qiyamah will be the name of regret. And the ulama say the most severe regret will be of a person who left his money behind in this world and he died. His son inherited the money, started helping people and went to Jannah, and the man who inherited, who gathered the money will go to Jannah. Can you imagine that regret? That you see somebody else going to Jannah on your money. But he took my money exactly because you hoarded it. So who else, inshallah? And if we can't do it ourselves, we can network with those around us. Let's have another few names, inshallah. May Allah bless you all. So if I can't take it on myself, let me push myself and I will gather my family, neighbors, relatives, etc. Inshallah. If we can have few other names, and then I will try and draw it to a close, and then, there'll be official brothers at the back, inshallah. May Allah bless you, my good brother. May Allah grant you goodness in your health, in the wealth. May Allah grant you the du'as of the victim.
Ameen. Ameen, Ya Rabbi.
That's the dua of Abu Darda. He said, وَاغْتَنِمْ دَعْوَةَ الْمُبْتَلَى. You really want to change your destiny? Then look forward to the dua of the victim. So in Indonesia, now when we were there, we decided to hop on the back of a lorry and go deep down into the rural areas. And I was doing some interviews and we were distributing aid. So we got on the back, we drove from the island itself for 3 hours. Then we got to this place, we got on the back and we're driving down. And it's just ruin and ruin. But amazing, it's like a dichotomy. You cannot believe there's nothing but destruction, but there's smiles, there's cheers. In English, what they say, acceptance results in cheers. And expectation results in tears. Expectation, you're expecting. Today, you got married, you got divorced, wife. No, I thought she'd give me so much. I thought he'd give me so much. But who told you to think? Mane ho lagu ke ho eloko to bo mangdat. Mane ho kasu lagu ke eloko to mane umrah ma ho le ja hai. Mane ho lagu ke mane potanu ghar aap se kara ke. Who told you to think? That's the problem in the world. In an underproducing world, we have high hopes. It's caused havoc in the world. We just got too high hopes. People are not lasting in their marriage because nothing wrong. They just enter in the marriages with too much hopes. So acceptance results in cheers. And expectation results in tears. I'm expecting this from my neighbor. I'm expecting this from my partner. I'm expecting this from my boss. My boss called me, hey, I don't know, maybe my 13th check. Allah knows, inshallah, who knows, maybe. Now you just push your hopes high. He wants to dismiss you. He's thinking of calling it a day. You waiting for 13 check. People are in smiles. You cannot imagine acceptance, the will of Allah. And not a moan or a groan. Not a moan or a groan. No complaint against. So anyway, we're driving down. We gave out aid. And then they said, 1 minute, come back. So we alighted the vehicle. We went, Allah is my witness. It was a tent. We had to actually bend down to get in. We went deep inside that tent. Around there was a bit of a stench because there was no sewage, there was no sanitation, etc. There was 2 elderly people, I would think 85 plus, both that were not physically stable and well. And I obviously seen the moment and I said to the brothers, I think we can, in addition to giving food, we need to give some funds here because they are in an absolute crisis. I'm telling you, the healthiest amongst us won't able to last in that tent for 5 minutes, given the location and the heat. This was an 85 man who was ill and unwell that needed to be hospitalized, was patiently sitting there and spending days there. When the money reached him, Allah is my witness, I only seen tears trickling down, lips moving and du'as being made. And I'm like, these du'as are going to rescue the donor in leaps and bounds. These du'as are going to rescue the donor in leaps and bounds. So that magic, what you want in your life and I want in my life, person came to the Prophet ﷺ, my heart is very hard. He said, Imsah ra'as al-yatim wa atim miskin. How often you sit with the poor? How often you sit with... And you know what the Prophet ﷺ didn't say, Allah resurrect the poor with me. They said, Allah, resurrect me with the poor. Allahumma ahyini miskina wa amitni miskina wa hshurni fi zumratil masakin. So inshallah there are brothers outside as well. I trust that everybody will be part of it, inshallah. We all will. So let me try and draw my talk to a conclusion and try and wrap it up, inshallah. May Allah bless you, may Allah reward you, may Allah grant you all goodness. May Allah make our get together good for me, for you and for everyone. Really, may Allah make it easy for everyone. I'm merely conveying the message. I'm merely conveying the message and trying to convey the message in the context of the Quran. So anyway, these brothers, and we were talking about the blame culture, and I said we need to stop this, we need to stop blaming, take on responsibility, credit your accomplishments to Allah and direct your failures to yourself. Hold the bull by its horns, as they say, call a spade, embrace it. I need to make change in my life and let me see how I can introspect. And this is where the pious were. They took into it themselves. They did. So the hadith, the Qudsi says that when you appear before Allah and Allah has decreed Jannah for you, then don't say, no, you know what, my tahajjud, I deserved it. The way I was reading Quran, I wouldn't accept anything else. No, man wajada khayran, falyahmadillah. Man wajada khayran, falyahmadillah. If you come before Allah and your thing comes up and says it's Jannah, and this is a believer. When Nuh alayhi salatu was salam boarded the ark, and then the others were drowning, so Allah Ta'ala didn't say like, now when you board the ark and they drowning, it's like, yeah, good. You see now. You still don't believe me. No. فَإِذَا اسْتَوَيْتَ أَنْتَ وَمَنْ مَعَكَ عَلَى الْفُلْكِ فَقُلِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي نَجَّانَا مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ فَإِذَا اسْتَوَيْتَ أَنْتَ وَمَنْ مَعَكَ عَلَى الْفُلْكِ فَقُلِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي نَجَّانَا. When you get onto the ark, and it's sailing away, and you can see others are drowning, then say, Allah, I'm so grateful, Allah, you rescued me, and you kept me afloat, take me to my destination. And remember amongst those people, Nuh alayhi salam said, come here, my son. Oh, man. Ya bunayya, come here. Irkab ma'ana. Get onto the ark. Hada wahyun. Hada wahyun. This is revelation. Come on. You'll drown, my son. So the young boy, drive slow. No, relax, Dad. This thing's got airbags. Doesn't drive. No, back off. I've done advanced driving. Yeah. So there was this youngster I've mentioned in many of my talks. May Allah grant him Jannah. I had a lecture somewhere in South Africa, and he came to fetch me. And he was really, flooring the accelerator. So I'm like, brother, please. And I had just completed my dars, and they sent him to fetch me to rush to the program. I'm like, brother, I'm not going to make it, you're not going to make it. And he's like, Chef, relax. I know the car knows the road. Relax, I know the car, and he's just going. And it's 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240. And I started in my mind thinking of sadaqah. I'm like on 1 pound and I'm on 100 already, right? I'm like, yeah, Allah, this thing. And then I realized he wasn't being obnoxious. He couldn't do otherwise. It was just that adrenaline, that pump, that, it's going to happen. So anyway, we got there. I said, I need sugar water, calm me down. I'll give the talk afterwards, meals afterwards. Sadly, 2 weeks later, they called me and he said he passed away on the same road. He was in his early teens. On that same road, there was an oil patch, and he tried to negotiate a bend, and he couldn't make it. And unfortunately, he succumbed to the injuries, and we make dua for his maghfirah and Allah grant sabr. But this was a personal experience. It was probably one of the fastest times commuting from point A to another. Nuh alayhi salam tells his son, come on. Ya bunayya yarkam ma'na. Hada wahyun. The son said, Sa'awi ila jabalin ya'asimuni min al-ma'. I'll take shelter on the zenith of the mountain. We got a hideout. We'll go right on the top of the mountain. That will save me. هذا عقل. هذا عقل. This is logic that's challenging divine guidance. And that's what the youth of today are throwing out. I cry to the youth. I deal with youth in drugs. May Allah guide one and all. May Allah guide one and all.
Ameen.
Drugs, debauchery, immorality, is a vicious circle. It's a vicious circle. Don't go into this. It's narrow. It will just suck you in. It will just follow you in. From one to another, and then you're gone. ظُلُمَاتٌ بَعْضُهَا فَوْقَ بَعْضٍ. هذا عقل. This is logic. So the father is calling the son. The son is saying, no, I got to hide out. وَحَالَ بَيْنَهُمَا الْمَوْجُ فَكَانَ مِنَ الْمُغْرَقِينَ. Father is talking to his son and appealing to him. Comes a wave and the son drowns in front of the father. هذه نتيجة. فمن قدم عقله على الكتاب والسنة غرق في بحور الأهواء والبدع. هذه نتيجة. That's the consequences. First one was revelation. Second one was resisting revelation through intellect. Islam recognizes intellect. Islam recognizes the need for your brain. It's a vehicle to comprehend the injunctions and the tenets of deen. But we also admit that the human intellect has a cut-off point beyond which it cannot grasp and comprehend. When we surrender to divine teachings, when you want this logic to traverse and transcend and go beyond into the realms which it cannot grasp, you're exposing yourself to grave consequences. Because this cannot grasp it. You know, a child is asking his father, why are you doing this? No, like this. Why like this? No, like this. Tu moto time hai, tene how much padha hai? Homework maine pucha kar rahe. You're a junior, I'm a senior. You're a child, I'm an adult. You have a brain, I have a brain. It's just that your logic hasn't evolved to mine. And your logic cannot comprehend my wisdom. I am a fallible mortal. I'm a human. Where can my logic comprehend the wisdom of my Allah? Where can it comprehend? Hakimul Ummah has written to the extent that the wisdom of the decisions of Allah is something the human won't comprehend in totality, even in Akhirat. Why was he rich? Why was he poor? Why was he healthy? Why was he sick? We won't even grasp this in Akhirah. And it's not in our portfolio to understand it. It doesn't apply. We have injunctions to behave in each way. We're not going to understand. It's beyond us. This is something that is brought. Somebody came to Sayyidina Ali and he said, tell me about Qadr and destiny. Why this? Why that? How? He said, هُوَ طَرِيقٌ مُظْلِمٌ لَا تَسْلُكُهُ. It's a dark road, don't walk on it. He said, no, tell it to me. He said, هُوَ بَحْرٌ عَمِيقٌ لَا تَلِجْهُ. It's a deep ocean, don't dive into it. He said, please tell me. He said, هُوَ سِرُّ اللَّهِ قَدْ خَفِيَ عَلَيْكَ. It's a secret of Allah. Don't try and probe it. You'll get confused. You'll get blocked up. So anyway, I'm saying the teachings of Allah is that Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam called unto his son, and unless he did not respond, and the Quran speaks about his consequences. So we were talking about this tale and we wrap it up here, that these brothers go to try and harvest the crops, and when they come there, because of the ill intention, the entire crops are ruined. Nothing, destroyed, gone. Now you can sit and say, Ya laytani lam ushrik bi rabbi ahada. يا ليتني كنت معهم فأفوز فوزا عظيما يا ليتنا أطعنا الله وأطعنا الرسول يا ليتنا يا ليتنا يا ليتنا يا ليتنا. The whole Quran is replete with it. I wish if somebody who knows, I don't know why. You can keep on saying it, but it's too late. It's too late. And then, when they realized that the entire crops were destroyed, then the Mufassirin have written, and this mentioned in Ma'arif al-Quran, to add salt to injury, they started blaming each other. Yeah, you see, you wanted to differ. Yeah, you, not me. So now you're sitting with a separate problem, and that's where the world is stuck today. You have a problem, and we're not coming out of it, we're busy blaming. فَأَقْبَلَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ يَتَلَاوَمُونَ فَأَقْبَلَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ يَتَلَاوَمُونَ. It's because of you, it's because of you, it's because of... That is why the Quran says that in Jahannam, before people blame Shaitan is going to give a bayan. He was a world-renowned speaker, well, world-renowned devil. Not famous, infamous. Not famous, infamous. We're giving a 15-minute talk. Venue, hell. Topic, disclaimer, what got you into hell. Audience, anything in the billions. Allah speaks about this. I was in Chicago and I gave a talk to medical practitioners and I spoke about this. And there was a medical surgeon who came to me. He was a cancer specialist and he cried and he said, may Allah bless you. This has changed my life. This has changed my life. I won't forget that day. All doctors had gathered in Chicago and they asked me to give a talk.